Wanted to get into an RPG, but don't know where to start? Let's run through some pre-made content and see if it sounds right for you. Kingmaker is the 6th adventure path made for the Pathfinder system. It's a first edition adventure that spans from level 1 to level 15 over 6 acts using the medium experience track. This adventure needs no introduction. It was remastered for 1st and 2nd edition, and has an excellent game made by Owlcat Studios that happens to be one of my favourites. It was also partially designed by Ed Greenwood, creator of the Forgotten Realms setting for Dungeons & Dragons, and also weird sex stuff. In the notoriously lawless and contested River Kingdoms, the nobility of the nearby nation of Brevoy have sent a group of adventurers to claim the territory of the Stolen Lands, hoping to finally bring some peace to the region. When you do, you take charge of the land, turning it from a settlement to a barony to a kingdom of your own. But soon strange threats of all kinds start to threaten your kingdom, and you'll uncover the mystery of why such fertile land was vacant for so long. Kingmaker is likely the most famous of all of the adventure paths, and it's because of its uniqueness. Lots of adventures put the players in charge of something, but few as explicitly as Kingmaker. It's one of the few adventure paths that put the players almost entirely free on how they go about things. Most adventures are player proactive, the players move it forward, but Kingmaker is rather reactive in a lot of ways, in that the players will be taking their time and building up their kingdom before something happens and then need to deal with it. It's also a rare adventure path where the Fae are primary antagonists, leaning towards a huge variety of very strange enemies with even stranger abilities. The Stolen Lands can go in an infinite number of directions based on how your party decided to run and develop it, so there's naturally a lot of opportunity to have each player in charge of something they're most interested in. The acts are naturally each focused around the continued development of the Stolen Lands, and each is mainly about a different kind of threat that rears its head. Exploring the land and fighting bandits, starting to build up and tackling an invasion of trolls and other monsters, investigating a mystery involving undead, cyclopes, and a missing town, defending from an invading barbarian army, conflict and war with a neighbouring country, and surviving a Fae invasion, including visiting the Fae realms of the First World itself. As you deal with more and more severe threats, your party continues to build their kingdom larger and larger, and has to face internal struggles as well. And if your party doesn't want to be hands-on rulers, well, you should have picked a different adventure, but you can have the kingdom kind of manage itself while the party focuses on the fighting. Your players have the freedom that Curse of the Crimson Throne had, times 100. They have plenty of choice on where to go and what to do in what order. The plot can be introduced at a slow pace if the players find it difficult to develop and explore when they have a sense of urgency for the main narrative. The plot is honestly very interesting and has a decent amount of depth. The players can very easily have different solutions and resolutions. Due to its structure, it's one of the most easily customized adventures, as you can put in your own content or character-focused stories and locations wherever you like without hurting the pace. There can be a lot of admin, and some players will find they have very little to do during some sessions. Similar to Crimson Throne, newer GMs may be completely blindsided by the scope. You need to be ready for the players deciding to go on a boar hunt, and then halfway through changing their minds to explore the mountains. I'd recommend checking out later management rules from the Ultimate Campaign book, and large-scale combat rules from others. They're a bit more polished, as they're all a lot newer. One of the problems with Sandbox is that a lot of players will assume that any direction is the correct direction. Don't be afraid to show them that some more secluded areas might be above their skill level for the time being. Have monsters fighting, or random locals run afoul of the creatures before your party charges in. Seeing the amount of dice you're rolling is sure to send them running, and coming back later will be very satisfying. Give the Owlcat game a go. You don't have to play the whole thing, and it may give you some inspiration if you're unsure on how to run certain scenes and exploration. Kingmaker has a reputation for being one of the best adventure paths due to how sandboxy it is. And what's not my favourite, it's hard to deny the appeal, so I'm giving it an 8 out of 10.